name things. It's Tech Talk Tuesday? Thursday. I don't remember what day it is.
Tech Talk.
It's just Tech Talk.
It's Tech Talk.
Whatever day it is. Could be Friday that you're watching this. You can still watch it. So, it's finishing aid or topical admixture week. I keep saying finishing aid. It's topical admixture and additive week.
Right.
And we're really excited to go into this one because this is a discussion where the biggest hang-up that people have with finishing aids.
Absolutely. I mean, oftentimes people use a product that's not meant as a finishing aid, or they just use something like water. Now, why is it a problem to just use water? It's
To
cheap.
just use water. It sounds like a song.
It's
like
cheap.
a Meatloaf song.
It's-
You're right. There it is.
Wow.
There it is.
It's on film.
It's on film.
Yeah, no.
Whitney is right. Jonathan was wrong.
No, it's free.
So why do people use water?
Right.
First reason is to make that surface creamy and dreamy. One of the biggest problems on Friday afternoon about 4:30, whether you're in the winter or summer, it could be dry enough that you try to bowl float that surface to bring that cream to the surface to get that broom finish, and all you get in return is
And you just want to get home.
you take a bucket and a paintbrush, big fat paintbrush, absorb somewhere around 40 grams of water for every paintbrush, and pick it up again. And that water brings that
Comes right
surface
up there.
back alive. Now here's the thing. Whitney says that water doesn't cost anything. That's not true. 'Cause you gotta get that water from somewhere, you gotta have a bucket, you gotta have a person doing it, so there's all labor cost. So it does cost money. But does it cost you money later on down the road?
Yes.
One of the biggest causes for lawsuits that we have found
Yep.
in our career is a concrete slab.
That's got a crappy top. The top's deteriorating. You know, structurally it's fine. Underneath it's fine. But for whatever reason, the top has got too much air. It's breaking apart. It's,
Spalling,
whatever.
flaking,
Right.
mapping, crazing, whatever. So that's often because of either poor finishing conditions, whether you don't have enough people, it's too sunny, it's too windy, and oftentimes it's led to either finishing with water
Right.
or using an evaporation retarder. I really like what you said earlier, something that wasn't really made to treat the concrete surface.
Right.
Now,
Right.
here's the thing.
It does great things for concrete, but you have to use it the way it was designed to be used.
And water, you can actually use water to bring that surface back to life. If you know that concrete mix,
You have the wiggle room.
you've done the experimentation, if you are a finisher that has been working in the same neighborhood for the last 20 years
On the same mix,
and you know how to add enough, and you've seen those slabs evolve over time, 10 years, which there are, go for it. You know what you're doing. But for most of us, we don't know the mix. We don't know if we're putting that right amount of water on the top surface, because normally that's what's going on. The surface has dehydrated. So one of the number one reasons we hear that people aren't using the finishing aid is that you're just adding water to the surface. And while they're right, in a perfect world, if you could add that perfect amount or just a little
it would
bit
be
less,
fine. Yep.
you would be fine with water.
But oftentimes people get a little heavy-handed with the water.
Oftentimes. She's being nice.
Well,
all the flipping time.
yeah.
Bless the ever living.
Right.
And then people use evaporation retarders.
Right. And they work that in, which you're not supposed to do. You're just supposed to spray it. Spray and walk away, if you will.
I will.
No, but you work that water in and you're, hitting maybe the first half an inch, give or take.
Sure.
And it's just...
It's also the technology that comes with the evaporation retarder, which wasn't really designed to be part of that hydration process. If you look at the back of the soup can for most of these, they're not soup cans. For most of these standard operating procedures from the manufacturers, they stipulate, don't finish this into the concrete, which, one of the public work entities that we work with, there was an engineer who once said to me that putting evaporation retarders on specifications was the legal way of finishing water on the job site. Finishing with water on the job site. Yeah, so we wrote a great article, Pachua's going to post it.
Right.
So the other thing is finishing aids.
Right.
And that's really where the obstacle has been created, that people are saying that using a finishing aid, you're just putting water on the slab.
Right. And they don't want to spend the money on that. And here's the thing, most admixtures are a significant amount water, but there's a little bit of chemistry in there that can make a huge impact on your mix and also on your slab. You know, it's not the water that's hindering or helping or whatever. It's, you know, there's other things in there that can close up the surface and actually help densify, help make your surface stronger, last longer, all those great things, but you're not messing it up. And you're not gonna run into a lawsuit down the road, whereas if you finish with water.
Well, I'm never gonna predict that.
Well, theoretically, I mean, if you're following the rules, if you're
Agreed, you're gonna make a better surface.
You're gonna make a better surface,
when
and
in
it's
Rome.
less likely.
When in Rome. You're right. There it is.
Wow.
There it is.
It's on film.
It's on film.
Yeah, no.
Whitney is right, Jonathan was wrong.
No, you're right. There is certainly, you know, it's not that you're not going to run into litigation, but you're less susceptible, I would say, to it than if you are finishing with water or other admixtures that are not meant to be finished into the concrete.
What I was trying to get at is the original question is, are you putting water on the surface of the slab? And Whitney, the ever the politician, answered the question without answering the question, and the answer is yes, you are putting water on the slab of the concrete. Then, as we already addressed it, in a perfect world, if you could put that perfect amount of water, so what we're doing here, like I said earlier, is we're putting much less water than what we need. And we'll go over dosages and what that means in another video. What Whitney said is correct, that there's another chemistry set in there, bells and whistles and dings and bats, that make that surface stronger and last longer. So that's the impetus of all of this, that if you cannot look past on just using water to put on, then, you know, continue what you're doing. We don't have to deal with the ramifications of your decisions. But try it out.
Right.
Prove us wrong. Because I tell you, the best part about it is when a non-believer, because there are plenty of you out there who don't believe in finishing aids, you're just adding water to the surface. The face that they make.
Right. Once they use one.
First thing, because you don't have to wait with finishing aids. A lot of them, I mean, there's some shitty ones out there, but most of them are awesome.
Right.
And as soon as you put that bull float on there,
It's good to go.
it glides. Water don't do that. That chemistry is totally different than water. So, thanks for joining us today. Let us know if you got any concrete questions, concrete concerns. Don't forget to
Like, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications.
I'm John.
I'm Whitney.
Go concrete!
Beat asphalt.